focus on hitting the 80. The remaining 20 is where. And finally, I would say people mistake boredom for what? Failure. So let's make this promise. From now on, whatever we start, we will finish. Particular thing, they do it for only 3 days or 1 week, and then they start getting bored, so they feel they have failed. Instead of them to keep. Sometimes people decide to quit too early. Take it one step at a time. One single. If you open three different businesses and you want to get the best of everything, it is quite hard. It is actually a fruitless journey. So today we are going to be talking about something simple. What we are going to be talking about seems like it's nothing, but in essence, it is everything. And what is that? We're talking about mastery. Mastery in life, it's so important. But how many people realize this? Most people, they often only realize it after spending a lifetime of what? Chasing 100 things and then mastering nothing. As the popular saying goes, jack of all trades, master of none. So people want to do everything and then some. And then what have they mastered? Nothing. And what would that amount to? It would always end in tears and what? Failure. So basically what we have here is just a few bullet points that I've jotted down, and then I'm going to go take you through them to explain how important mastery is. Basically what we have here is most people never master anything in life. That's the first point. Most people never master anything in life. What do we mean by that? Essentially, I've seen this in myself, and I've seen it in my students, I've seen it in my colleagues, I've seen it in most people I've interacted with in life. Because if you do ask a person what they are best at right now, let me ask you, what do you think you are best at? You'd find yourself wanting, or you could be second guessing everything right now. Most people would say I'm a master at this, but if you sit and you think to yourself and ask yourself profoundly, are you actually a master at, let's say, your job? You will find out you're not actually a master of it. You have not attained true mastery at it. We still have so much potential, and then most of the time we just, sorry to say, we overestimate our value, especially when it comes to our expertise or experience in a particular field or at a particular task. And here you can see, for me, for example, I can speak seven different languages. I say it proudly all the time. But to what extent? Initially, I could just speak something basic and all, but then I understood that over time, I needed to master it to an extent where people were coming to me asking me to teach them. So I could not just teach them basics. I needed to master stuff so much that I could teach them what they needed to do and teach them the right stuff. So you get it. That is how it goes. When you are in a position where you are now being depended upon, then it becomes necessary and incumbent upon you to master what you are doing so that you can dish out the correct advice and information to people. Coming on to the Islamic sciences and religion, learning here in this particular field is all about mastery. Instead of going deep foot in everything, it is better you what get well rounded first, but then master a particular what science to the apex, to the very top, so that you could become a specialist in that field. Same applies to going through with a job or your business. If you open three different businesses and you want to get the best of everything, it is quite hard. It is actually a fruitless journey if you try that. But if you start with one, believe in it, trust in it, just like when you plant a seed, having sown the seed, you have to give it time and nurture for it to be able to germinate properly and then sprout into something beautiful. But if you don't give it the time and the resources for it to grow, you don't create the necessary environment and the stimulus for growth, there's no way it's going to grow, it's going to die off. And if you leave it and you pay little attention to it while distributing your energies, there's no way you're going to be able to what, fully focus and have this one thing grow. That's where mastery comes into play. So it is very important that you are able to master whatever you are doing. This, as I said, is so important. Most people, they will never go deep in life. They will just do this, that, and leave it at the bare minimum. Meanwhile, instead of opening five doors, just open that one door and search the whole room. Very, very practical. If you open this door and then open that door, where are you going to focus? Focus on one, master it, then move on to the next. Same with what we are doing, learning. The most important thing in life is learning. Now, you learning, you are not focusing on one subject and then you move from this to that. How would you master anything? There's no way you're going to master it. So you need to take it one step at a time, one single step at a time. Focus on that perfect step, perfect it or master it. You don't need to be 100%, but get to the top. Focus on hitting the 80. The remaining 20 is where you learn and where you are able to fix your own errors. You understand? So that's how it goes. Sometimes people decide to quit too early because of the strain on their brains and then the strain on their ego as well. People don't want to go the full length to master something. Apprenticeship is normally 2 or 3 years. You want to learn a job, you want to get hands-on experience, you're going to work under someone. It takes dedication, patience, and then above all, you have to crush your pride. So most people don't want to. So how will you master it? So mastery requires so much from you and requires so much attention. Just like your loved one or your significant other deserves attention. That's the same way you need to give attention to whatever you're doing to be able to master it. And finally, I would say people mistake boredom for what? Failure. And that is why they cannot master anything. People want to master a particular thing, they do it for only 3 days or 1 week, and then they start getting bored, so they feel they have failed. Instead of them to keep putting in the hours. Assuming I do this YouTube thing, just one day, I leave it 50 days, which is what I normally do. That is why I'm having such a hard time speaking on here. But if I had been doing it consistently and consecutively for all these months, there's no way I'd be sitting here today. I'm holding myself accountable. There's no way I'd be sitting here today thinking about what to say and then hanging on for dear life just to put together ideas and weave pieces of information in my mind and put it across to you. So I'm also being held accountable. It's not only you, but me too. So let's make this promise. From now on, whatever we start, we will finish. Whatever we lay our minds to and we put our heart into, we shall master and master it well. This is the end of this long speech. Whether it is a rant, it is whatever. Let's call it a day, and I will see you